What's going on, everybody? How's it going? Hope you're having a good Saturday. I figured I'd just do a quick chill stream today. There are a few things that I want to try to fix, or that I'm going to fix in the Italian bottom layouts that I have, and I kind of just feel like playing around with some layout ideas that don't have any ramps in them. Been fascinated by those recently. So, I guess let's just get into it. Very tired today, as I'm sure you can tell. Alright, so on this is the layout that I went ahead and put on my homebrew. And the issue is there's about a 1/16 of an inch too much space in the in lanes. They feel very wonky. So I want to fix that, and I want to fix it on the rest of the layouts that I have as well while I'm at it. I think it's that one. Yeah, that's it. Oof, it's not liking this for some reason. There we go. Okay. Yeah, we don't want 1 3/8. We want about 1 1/4, as it turns out. Okay. Is that still going to give me good bumper layout? I think it will. Or slingshot, rather. Yeah, that looks okay. The other thing that I need to do is move the slings towards the rubbers a little bit. I'm not exactly sure why, but there's too much space here on the real table. I guess let's do that as well. Oh, it's already fixed. They're in here somewhere. Here. Okay, do I build? It's been a long time since I've put this whole thing together, so I'm trying to remember exactly how it was that I did this. Probably name these joints too. Oh, I did. Good for me. There's the left slingshot. Oh, that must be these. Ah. Wish it was drawing these. Oh, I can show them. But I'm not seeing that joint at all. Oh, no. I don't know why it's down there. Oh, because it's as built. That's why. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, yeah. So that's the left slingshot. All right. So in order to do this, we just want to move this slightly towards the rubber. That one. Let me... Boy, that's really bugging me. There. Jeez. Okay. Much better. We just want to move the assembly. There we go. And move it maybe a 1/16 of an inch in the other direction. Push that up. And we need to scrub to do the second one as well. There. Okay. This is a pretty easy fix. That wasn't a whole lot to it, but it should be good to go now. We'll test it in just a second, but let's go ahead and fix these other ones too. I need to see if there's a way that I can split these layouts into two, so that I can choose a left side and a right side. And that way I can just make one of each and then put them together. But I'm not certain that like here, these are offset, so that doesn't quite work. I think it would be, I don't know, that would be interesting to see. But I need to do the same thing. At some point we might go to the trouble of rebuilding these. Just make sure that they're good. Oh, did that move the entire thing? Sure did. I guess that's okay though, as long as the flippers are spaced appropriately. Now, if I'm smart, what I'll do is actually cut out just the flipper, or just the end lanes, to make sure that that's a good good spacing for them. Right, save that guy. I have no idea if the... Let's see, what did this end up looking like? Okay, so in CAD, it's just kissing the end of the rubber. I think the issue that I've got is I have these in here as a 1/4 inch thick, but in practice they're stretched, so they become thinner. At any rate, that one is probably okay, and let's move that one by 1/16 of an inch as well, like we did the other. So that will be down here somewhere. Slingshots. Probably that one again. Yep. Edit that move. Select the slingshot and move it 1/16 out. There we go. Okay, 2 down, 1 to go. And we have this last bizarre one. Shout out to Rick and Morty. At some point I should cut this one just to see it, just to play around with it. I like the idea of using the pop bumpers in odd places. Non-traditional places, I guess is a better way of putting that. Ah, okay. Doesn't like that. Well, that we can do, but I think it's because we have that constraint on it. Are these mirrors? They probably are, yeah. Oh, but that shouldn't matter because we edit it again later. Okay, now I should be able to do this, I think. Yep. Okay. That one's already pretty close. And that looks pretty good. Okay. All that good. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and what am I looking for? Tables, experiments. Let's do a no ramp table. And to do that, we will come back in here, start with our bare bones playfield. This just has the ball trough, auto shooter, and the apron on it. There it is. Okay. And I think we'll just do the normal Italian bottom today. This should import exactly where it needs to be. And now we go ahead and rigidly bind these. That's not what I wanted to do. I'll just keep these from moving around by essentially grounding all three of these. Make sure that, yeah, okay, so we can still move that. All right. Okay, now that that's in, let's, I guess, go ahead and subtract our geometry. Where's that? So, what I do when I model these is I'll model milling geometry, which is all of this pink stuff, and that's essentially additional geometry that needs to be subtracted from the playfield. I guess first what we need to do is position these flippers correctly. Is that gonna work? Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay. Alright, now we should be able to, let's get rid of this for now. Now we should be able to subtract these, capture the position. Oh, you know what? Shoot. What I really want to do is I want to copy the bare bones playfield so that I can edit it. There are ways of getting around that, but it doesn't work all that well in Fusion, so I end up just copying the new table. What were we doing? Experiments, no ramp. Delete. Hopefully it'll let us. Okay, yep. So we'll go back to our playfield and copy this one into, nope, tables, experiments. There. Excuse me. Now, because I've made this copy, I can just edit the playfield directly rather than having to derive it or copy it or whatever. And all of this stuff for the various other components that we have on here. Okay, so let's get back to select our bottom. Throw that guy in there and he should pop up right where he's supposed to be. Yep. And go ahead and see, do I have, what rigid group do I have? Is that everything? Looks like it. Okay, let's make sure that this is going to work. You want to group this entire flipper thing just to the root. And did that work? Yeah, it looks like it. Yep. Okay, so what I was saying, we want to take all of this milling geometry, and I have additional milling geometry for the left flipper and the right flipper. Which reminds me, I'm going to go position those again. Doesn't super matter where these go unless we decide later that we want to start putting inserts in those locations. Okay, so now that that's done, we want to go ahead and combine. Our target body is the playfield here, and then our source bodies, our tool bodies, are all of these. I wish the group selection worked a little bit better. And we want to cut that. Cool. So now, hide that geometry again. Now what we're left with is, let me see, let me go ahead and isolate this. Now we've got all of the cutouts that we need for our flippers, our slingshots, everything else. Okay. We're gonna need some rails. Where did I put that? Miscellaneous, I think. Yep. Let's parent those under another component. Oh, and while we're at it, let's go ahead and make a group out of the stuff that we just did to keep things tidy. Create a group, rename it to bottom third. Okay, back to Rails. So top down is going to be easier. I don't think we have to go all the way back here. Yeah, that's probably okay. We'll do that. We're actually going to break these links in just a second so that we can edit these directly. And we'll put those together. I guess let's do another one here. Well, we have options here. We can either put a wire form or a full rail. I guess we'll go with the rail for now. Okay, can I break all of these at the same time? Like it? Cool. So let's align these now. That looks good. Do that one in a minute. It goes to here. Nice. Okay, that's good. Oh, we need to... Let's open the layout and move this thing where it is actually supposed to go. We don't want to align that. Actually, can we do that? We might be able to. Let's find out together. If I take that, can I... well, that didn't do what I thought I was going to do. Let's just move it. I would actually like to get this correct. Get this on there the way that it's supposed to be. There's got to be a way to align this properly. See, we want to take this, yeah, this corner, flop it there. Yeah, okay, there we go. That's much better. Alright, let's go ahead and name these so that we know this is the right rail. Left rail. And shooter rail. Alright, and at this point now, let me hide the layout. Now we should be able to move these, make them as long as we need to. So, for starters, let's make this a little bit shorter. Alright, that looks pretty good. Just for the hell of it, let's go ahead and add our guards and stuff. Typically just get it about in the right place, and then I'll align it and make it perfect. That's how close that is. All right. I do this piecewise because the sides here have bevels on them. No, that's not what I wanted, obviously. Or fillets is what I meant, not bevels. Okay. And this guy, of course, is turned the wrong way. It's okay. This will probably fix that. Or not. Okay. No worries. Just turn it around. Why does that keep happening? Did I accidentally select an edge instead of the face? I want that face to be on that face. There we go. That to be there. Now we can just position these a little bit. And I think we want it to be as far back enough to where the ball is still gonna rest on it as it's sitting here. Hey, Wild Dog Arcade, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good Saturday. Thanks for stopping by. There's the camera. Hi. What are you up to today? Got anything good planned? Alright, that's good enough. I am glad to hear that. Is this still backwards? Wait a minute. No, that's right. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Let's go back to our main thing. Capture the position. Okay. We can call this... Oh. Delete this. Gary just did some art stuff in our basement just now. We're setting up Rick and Morty for tonight. Gonna play it with some tweaks we recently made on it. Cool. I'll have to check that out. You know, as you can see, I'm pretty pinball deprived right now. I have my homebrew, which currently is just an Italian bottom. Essentially, what you're seeing right here. But, you know, we're working to fix that slowly but slowly. What tweaks have you made to Rick and Morty that you're going to play tonight? Hey, Master Smoker. This is Fusion 360. Autodesk puts this out. They have a free version. I ended up paying for it because there are a couple of things that are behind the paywall that I wanted, and I figured it was justifiable because I'm in this thing all the time. And they had a special going. It's a little pricey. It's I think $300 for the year, or at least that's what I got it for. But I figure if I use it 4 times a week, that's reasonable. All right. What was I going to do? Rename this to Rails again. Well, we changed the position on the left ramp and moved it to the right a little to make it less steep and easier to shoot it. Okay, that sounds good. Clearly, we are designing a pinball table, but which one, or is it a homebrew? It is a homebrew, Master Smoker. Today we're just kind of brainstorming. I don't have. I mean, I have a bunch of themes that kind of go into the rolling list of which one I want to do. But today I figured that we would just play around with some design elements and throw some stuff up there and just see what we can come up with. The idea today is that I want to do stuff without ramps. So I think TNA or I don't know, any number of them really. I would love to see a Joust remake with a rocking tabletop. That would be neat. I don't think that I've ever seen the Joust pinball. Did they have that integrated with the video game at some point, or am I thinking of something else? Not sure. What was I going to do? I'm going to go ahead, since every time I make one of these experimental tables, this is what I end up with. So let me copy this and put this back in the playfield and go and rename that so that I don't keep doing this every time. Two-lane. Whoops. 2-in-lane. Pheromones. Whoops. Playfield. It's like a back-to-back mech. The playfield tilts towards the current side the ball is on. Like side to side or forward to backward. That sounds really interesting, actually. It just has lanes. Interesting. I'll have to check that out at some point. Forward to back. One of the ideas that I had for my homebrew, I've had so many ideas. Not all of them are good, but one of them that I thought was interesting was, where did I put these? One of them that I thought might be kind of interesting was having an EM mode in my my homebrew. I bought some chimes, some Gottlieb chimes off of eBay, which I'm thrilled to have in the machine. And all of the lights are going to be RGB. But what I thought would be cool is if I could change the pitch of the playfield, pitch it down so that it slows everything down, make the flippers a little bit more muddy, and then change all of the GI lighting to be sort of an amber color and slow to turn on and off and make it look real analog-y. That might be kind of fun. Particularly, just as a game mode, you go into EM mode and have to do that. And I've never seen that actually happen in any other pinball table. So, what about something pachinko inspired? I've never seen that actually in a table with the opening and closing flowers. I haven't seen that either. I used to work at Gearbox, and Randy Pitchford, the owner, CEO of it, has a whole bunch of pinball tables that he kept up at work, and he had pachinko machines as well. That's really the only time I've ever seen a pachinko machine is then. I don't know a whole lot about how they actually work. I know that they have a ton of those little those balls. And is that what they use for currency in there? Like sort of like tokens? I'm not even sure of that. Where did I put And yes, cool. Each ball has a value. The same value? Or they have like differing diameters or something? Not experiments. Prototype. That's what I'm... Okay. Oh, I already did create a prototype 2 in lane. That's good. The balls are used as currency, and you go around a corner, down an alley, and exchange the balls for money or prizes. Sounds safe, for sure. It's like slots, same size ball, different colors. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I know that that's insanely popular, but I haven't done any of that. I haven't been exposed to that at all. All right, what were we gonna do? Let's do playfield rails here. And in here, we can start a sketch, and I'm just going to start putting some curves on here for us to kind of get an idea of what our overall rails are going to be. We'll fix this for sure. But we'll have that, and I guess we can talk about how we want to do orbits, or what else we want to lay out in here. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to concentrate on what I'm saying and what I'm doing. I think that 1 1/4. I need to come back and edit this rule, I think. I can't remember what thickness I actually got for this. I think it's a 16th. And it's stainless, but... Okay. Now that that's in here, I can show the sketch, and then we can actually move these around a little bit. Okay. So now's the hard part. Now I got to figure out what's fun and what isn't. All of this stuff that I've got here on the left are stand-ins for the actual parts. I have the parts modeled as well, but it's often a lot easier to put in the these stand-ins rather than using the full parts, just because it's easier to move them around and such. What about an orbit to scoop that pops out a different scoop into a different orbit? What is fun? I love fun. Yeah, finding the fun, I think, is the hardest part. See, an orbit to scoop then pops out a different scoop into a different orbit. Okay, sure. Let's do that. So we'll put prototype in here. Let's do... We'll make this look a little bit better in a bit, but for now, what these prototype things will do is they give me the approximate above playfield profile, which is this pink, and then the below playfield profile, which is the blue, baby blue. So, Master Smoker, what you're suggesting is maybe something like this, where these are connected via subway, and then we've got let's see, then we've got that in there. Trying to go back to edit the sketch because we want to put in some stuff for those. Something like that. Let's go back to And add these. Right, the little plastic puzzle maze. I could see that maybe as a backbox mini game or something, where you could use the flippers to spin the entire maze left or right, and it pops out of some hole, and you gotta move it in there within some time frame or something. That would be interesting. All right, so is this kind of what you're thinking, Master Smoker? Something like this, where you've got, you know, some in-lane or some orbit shot that then pops out another one? Something out of Marbles on stream. I haven't played Marbles yet. Actually, I'm not sure what you mean now that I'm reading that. No, use the flippers to navigate to maze of different orbits and scoops. Sounds expensive, really. I suppose that could work. Maybe that's something that we could explore at some point. Let's see. If we also make this short, we could go into this. I don't hate this idea of having these scoops, although one of these certainly ought to be pointed towards flippers, because we're not nice. Something like this. Are you catting for a physical table? Yes, that is exactly what I'm doing. Okay, it's a game. It's fairly popular on Twitch. No worries. I think I've seen people play it, but I haven't actually sat there and watched what they were doing. I think as I'm flipping through channels every once in a while, I think I saw a few of those Wild Dog. Oh, you didn't realize? Okay, yeah. This is for this is just playing around with ideas for the homebrew, just to get in some practice, really. What else? No, we're in Rails. We don't want to be in Rails. Back in prototype. I'm assuming we're going to want pop bumpers in here somewhere. Can we fit 3? Do we care if there's 3, since there's always 3? I don't know. We can always remove them later. What else is fun? We like drop targets, I guess. Do 4? Okay, sure. Why not? One of the things I was talking about that I'm actually kind of interested in, I was talking about this on a previous stream, that I'm fascinated with this idea of having yes, magnet things are fun. Actually, having said that, where's my magnet coil? Okay, we'll throw this in here so we don't forget. One of the things that I was that I'm kind of fascinated with is the idea of having a captured ball and a set of I guess pop bumpers or maybe some slings that are in here, where you can knock the captured ball up here and it's popping around and it's contained within the rest of this. But then also these are functional for the regular pinball. I don't know why that's interesting to me. It just seems so simple, but it is for whatever reason. Here, let's move this stuff out of the way for a second, and let me illustrate that, I guess. Do I have a... I don't. Let me go grab it. I think I have that under miscellaneous. Yep. There's our captive ball. Yeah, so I don't even know if, I mean, if this is just a waste of playfield space. I feel like it would be on this with no ramps, but I don't know. You get the point that um, just having this sectioned off, or maybe just these threes, so it pops around and then just comes back. If, in particular, if you could control the ball using the Magnus stuff, like on Twilight Zone, I do like that feature of Twilight Zone. How would we do that exactly? Having the two kind of makes sense because you have the flippers and such. I wonder if you could do. I wonder if you could do if you could slow it down enough to where. Let's see, I can't move that anymore because I'm sketching. If you could do something where you had a magnet coil that was in the middle of. I'll just sketch this up really quickly, I guess. If you had something like this. And let's say that this is captured here. But we've got the coil about here. I'm wondering if it would be possible, or maybe, ooh, what if we did this? If we, let's see, I'm gonna have to come in here and get switches, I guess. The rollovers. A turntable. I don't have a turntable because I haven't bought a turntable. I would love to have a turntable in there though. So if we did this, I'd have to figure out how this would fit underneath the playfield. This looks like tight quarters. But we can go backwards. That'll kind of help us actually see this. So if we had two of these, or I suppose one of these could be a switch and then you could have a stand-up target. What I'm wondering is, could you set this up such that you can activate the magnet coil and the thing that you're trying to do is throw the ball up in a controlled way, so the amount of time that you're actually holding it down will throw the ball up, and you want to hit this switch but not this one, and that's how you get your precision points. Or maybe you have a series of these can be optos, I suppose, so that you could fit, you cram a lot more of them together. But it's actually an interesting mechanic. It might be something worth looking at. I wish this was a VPX table. Well, it's nothing yet. At some point, I need to learn visual pinball or future pinball, I guess, to try out the shots and make sure that everything that I'm doing is actually going to work before I mill it out. Although at the same time, I don't really mind wasting the time milling out stuff that doesn't actually work, because that's just something to do, you know? It's not that expensive to get a piece of MDF, and I find it really relaxing cutting out playfields because you kind of just sit there and watch it. It's mesmerizing. All right, just for fun, let's go ahead and go back into prototype. Okay, I don't actually have prototype things made for rubber bands between posts, so for now I'm just going to put posts here. We'll get the idea. And just for fun, we'll throw in a black pearl. Okay. Well, so that's a something. Not sure if that's going to be fun, but it's a something. Let's see. What if... Might be an interesting shot to have another saucer or something that we shoot up here, a scoop. Let's throw another scoop up there. I really don't have a master plan of how to go about. No, we could just copy one of how to go about designing this table. I've been working on it forever, and it's basically been, you know, just I get to it when I get to it. I'm also in no rush, really, which is kind of nice. Okay, let's take all of this stuff. Those pop bumpers, Newton ball, black pearl, that scoop, and move them just a little bit so we have some room. Oh, shoot. I'm gonna have to figure out the best way of grouping these two as I'm prototyping, because obviously that didn't work. Make them playable, please. I have a VCAV and I love original tables. Well, I'd have no problem doing that. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm expecting that exactly one of these will be made ever. Now, whether it's fun or not is something else. Okay. Move those back. We have an idea. Okay. Also not really sure what the best way of sketching in the rails is. Well, let's see. If we carry them off of the pop pumper, we probably want that to do something else. Although, in practice, I mean, you're almost always going to be hitting this rail. Alright, maybe it's just a neat thing that it does. Let's take that bumper and copy it. Where is it? That's weird. Oh, we're sketching. That's why. That makes sense. Alright, that's pretty much overkill, but yeah, let's just keep doing what we're doing. Maybe maybe the scoop. Let's see, maybe move this just a little bit this way. Maybe the scoop is accessible from the top here as well. We could make that a skill shot, I suppose. If you can flinch just right to where it falls into the scoop, then good for you. I suppose we could also open this up so that that's actually quite large. Alright, where's our rail sketch? Okay. Now we were in position. Okay, alright. Come back in here. We're going to want these. Something like that. Not sure exactly how this is going to work out, but we'll just keep going with it. We could put a disappearing post here, a la Theater of Magic or some of the other ones to stop the ball and have it fall into the scoop. I tend to like shots that are sort of hidden away like this for some reason. They're really satisfying. One of my favorite shots in all of pinball is the loop into what is it, Palantir on Lord of the Rings. For some reason, that's super satisfying to just get this really long loop and then the thunk there at the end to shoot the saucer over there. Let's see, what else can we throw in here? Let's do some lane guides and see how big those are. Oh, we're parented in the wrong thing again. Okay, there we go. Fair-ish. Seems okay. Let's see. Let me move that for real. No. 1/4? No, that's not X. Y? Yep, okay. No, we gotta do more than that then. Okay. Let's do that. So, let's move this guy a little bit. Move this -1, and what did I do? 3/8 probably? Yep. How many ABC lanes do we want? A, B, and C, or just A, B? Go with A, B for now, I suppose. Okay. Well, with all of this messiness up in here, let's see. Let's. I think I'm gonna nix these scoops for now. Because we need some way of this, flowing back out down to the playfield. All right, I put those in Rails too. Let me just delete them. And that's going to give me an error on that, and that's okay because we removed them. All right. Now we're back. So this thing with the magnet coil, this idea, this could really live anywhere since it's just a ball that's captured. We could put that up here. It could be on an upper playfield or a lower one, I suppose. Let's see what else. I do want a magnet coil on here somewhere because magnets are fun. So let me get rid of those. Where's the switch? There. Okay. Yes, delete. And I need to find what sketch I put those things in. That one? Nope. No, well, it's one of them. That's neither of them. So this? Nope. Oh, it is that one. Okay. Just get rid of these. That'll work. Okay. All right. Well, what's next? Let's see. Let's add some more railage. We'll need that in there. Well, if we're going to do something that doesn't have any ramps in it, I kind of feel like we need to have another flipper somewhere. So, you know, obvious choices are on either side. Let's do this. I do kind of like the idea of having the... Let's see, we don't want to shoot right into the Newton ball. I like this because then this scoop could actually feed this flipper, but do it at super high speed. Then, let's see, we're going to need something to shoot at over here. I suppose we could put it here. Have to be a weak coil. Okay, well, let's just feel it out. Oh my god, somehow I did not see you where that I was here. Oh, wild dog. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, I'm super appreciative of you guys stopping by and checking this out. I am learning this, the technique of doing this kind of as we're doing it, so hopefully that will improve over time. Hey, MPT3K, thanks for stopping by. Today we're sitting here just kind of brainstorming some ideas about rampless layouts, sort of TNA inspired, I suppose, but don't want to distract you. It's never a distraction. It's good to have people stop by, you know? Good to have people to talk to. Otherwise, I'm just sitting in my office talking to myself, you know? Oh, this flipper's the wrong place. Street level playfield. Is that what they're called? Okay, that's a much cooler sounding name than no ramp. The thing that I find really challenging about it is that you can't move the ball from one place to another unless you go under it, I suppose. But I want to see a playfield that has tilting two-player action so that somebody can play looking each other in the eyes, simultaneous two-player. I know that they made one. I can't remember what it was called, but there were a couple that faced each other, and I think it even shared balls. There were many. Okay, I've never seen one even. I just know of their legendary existence. Alright, what was I going to do here? Let's throw drop targets in here so we have something to shoot for. That's the way we want that. Yeah, Master Smoker was talking about Joust earlier, Manu. Okay, what else do we have that's fun? So let's throw our disappearing post in here. That can live anywhere. This way we can knock this into the scoop, should we desire that. Let's see, the other thing that we could do here, I have, where are the actuated ball gates? Well, thank you very much, MPT3K. I have many Italian bottoms, as it turns out. Here, if you hold a tick, I can show you a couple of them. So, let's see. We can throw these in here. And these are the ball gates that have a coil attached to them, so you can enable them and disable them. These might be too close together, but you know, the idea would be that you could capture it for the in lanes up here. Here, let me show you some of the. I mean, I've got a ton of stuff that I've modeled in here. Not playfield support, so I want to do playfield. Yeah, so here's the bumper sling. This is the Rick and Morty variant. And then I did a 3 in lane one, but I had to make up this part because I haven't been able to find it anywhere, and it seems like it's about the right size, but I essentially started with the standard one and modified it, so I can print that out of out of a number of things. Polycarbonate might work. I can also do ABS, although that's stinky. So at some point we might play with that. Yeah, so you can't see it as I'm mucking around with this, but that's the whole Italian bottom underneath, all laid out and ready to go. And what we're doing here is I'm just using these stand-ins because they're much less expensive computation-wise to move around and mess with. And then when we have a layout we like, I can just hide everything and start putting in the real stuff and put in the spots that we decided might be fun. I wonder if it would be interesting if we had a magnet coil that we could energize optionally that would essentially deny you drop target hits, particularly from this flipper. Maybe that's annoying, but maybe it's awesome. And we can always also capture a ball here and then throw it into this pop. Let's see, what else? We need spinners. I forgot. We don't have spinners. Where did I put all of those? Do I have stand-ins for that? I think I probably do. I don't. Oh, yeah, wide spinner assembly. Okay. Yeah, you gotta have spinners. Sometime pretty soon as I get affiliate status, which I'm one follow away from, boys and girls. As soon as I get that, I'm planning on trying to make some swag. Thank you very much, MPT3K. Thank you for the follow. That should do it. Oh, I've got a narrow spinner too. Let me use that. Those spin longer. Well, now that I have affiliate status, or will soon, I want to make a bunch of shirts, basically using these models as... Here, I can demonstrate real quick, since we're doing this all loosey-goosey. Like, this is an example, one of these. I can come here and do a technical drawing of it from this design. that to open. Which it'll do eventually, I think. Okay, there we go. So let's do this 1-to-1 and make this home position so that it looks like that. And what do we want? We want that, I think. Wait, no, that. Okay, so now we have this technical drawing thing. I just like this because it looks like a blueprint. So, you know, I can cut this out and just have a shirt that has this on it. Real simple. But I like the look of it. What did that other... What does this look like? Oh, yeah, that's way too busy. And then these are actually colored, I think. Yep. Yeah, so a few of these with and without text. One of them, the thing that made me think of that is that I wanted to do one that just has the spinner, and that's it. And underneath it says "Rip It." I've seen people use this kind of thing like art on the wall. I have as well. I actually looked up. I am completely Photoshop inept, despite, you know, being able to do this stuff to some level of proficiency. And I went to go look up a tutorial on how to actually make old-timey blueprint effects to put behind this, which I think would be really neat. So let's see. So maybe something like that? I don't know. Do that, or, you know, there are a few of the older games that have spinners right next to each other. Who knows? If we want to make this really expensive, we could also, copy one of these pop bumpers and throw it down here. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? Okay. So what else are we missing besides fun? We gotta we gotta find fun in this thing. Well, what else do I have modeled? It's easy. Magnet coil. We've got post, spinner, gates. I've got some saucers, so if we cared about that, I mean, that's basically a scoop. We could also put some slings in here. Did you model this stuff on your own, or is this from the library? This is 100% all me. I've had a lot of time on my hands. Let's throw in some stand-ups. Why not? I guess a Vuk doesn't really do a whole lot on a game without ramps, so that one's out. But yeah, MPT3K. I've all of these are modeled directly from the from parts that I have that I've purchased. It started out where I bought a bunch of lots of like, I think the first one was a Twilight Zone. That I had most of the playfield mechs that I bought off of eBay for like $80 or something like that, and that kind of got me started. But I've been very guilty of buying mechs just to model them, and some of my other streams I actually did that. So if you had a subway, then you could Vuk it up. That is true. I could do that. I have the scoops as well with and without backs on them. Let's see. If I wanted to be really evil, I could put a gobble hole somewhere on this table. That's really old school, though. Alright, let's see. Did you just come up with a... What, the gobble hole? Oh, Vuk it up? Yeah, I guess so. Remember, I've got the disclaimer on my stream now, as per George. I don't know. I mark my stream as as mature only, just in case I slip some f bombs. But I'm not sure that I want the online persona to be particularly crass, even though I am, as you know, particularly when I'm riffing on Fridays. By the way, if you guys aren't following NPT3K, you should be. Oh, and I just realized I think that you guys is literally you guy at the moment. So, all right. What else is there to do? Yeah, this is why I don't make pinball tables for a living, because this part of this is hard. Let's see, that one would be, let's see, this, yeah. This target is going to be particularly ridiculous to hit if all of the rest of the stuff is in here. Alright, well maybe what I need to think about is what are our shots? We've got outer loop, outer loop. We can shoot here to the book, or into the scoop. If we miss, we hit the pop, we can go for the captured ball. I woke up and someone on Discord told me that yet another YouTuber featured the Friday Night Riff session on their streamer showcase video. Is that good or bad? I think that's good. It sounds good, unless it's one of those situations where they're getting the views and you aren't. Yeah. Man, like, I'm telling you, your Riff Theater is by far the most entertaining gimmick thing that I think Twitch has to offer currently. It's amazing because you get to be one of the Mystery Science Pinball people, or sorry, Mystery Science Theater. See, you've done this. You have done this. Now all the time I have to catch myself when I'm talking about Mystery Science Theater. Let's see. I don't know. Yeah, that's just dumb. Yeah, I feel like we need some other junk in here. I'm just not sure what it would be. Let's see. Okay, so we can hit these banks from either of these flippers, plus this one. I feel like this one is kind of vestigial, but what else could we make it do? Maybe if the, well, all right, so maybe if the bank here wasn't here. What if it was that, essentially? That could be interesting. So that way you can kind of hit it from the right here. Maybe we make that a little bit more difficult, but you've got a much better shot. Over here. Alright, well, I definitely want a magnet coil in here someplace, so we don't have to get rid of that at the moment, but another thing in here. What do you think? Come up with a rule set, then a playfield to support it, or the other way around? You know what? I don't know. Never done this before. So, as I'm sitting here trying to throw this together, I'm starting to think that maybe a rule set is a better idea. But at the same time, you know, there's always this internal argument that I have of should I start with my theme and then build a pinball table that does that thing? Yeah, exactly. I my gut would say, as it is with pretty much any other creative process, is that lots of people do it both ways. Um, I could see it like, one of the many themes that I've thought about is Beetlejuice, for instance. I think currently I'm thinking Big Trouble in Little China would be a lot of fun, but we'll use Beetlejuice just for a second. But you know that your gut has shit from right. That is absolutely true. I hadn't thought of that. But for Beetlejuice, if I were to sit down and be tasked with designing Beetlejuice, which wouldn't necessarily be a very good business decision, but if that were to happen, I'd probably want to sit down, think about the movie, think about the iconic parts of it. Like, obviously we need to have Beetlejuice around the table and the call outs, but what is the overall uh, rule set that we're like? How do you get to the wizard mode? What is the wizard mode? Is it getting married? It's kind of weird. Is it or are you the Maitlands and you're battling Beetlejuice the entire time, mirroring the movie? Um, didn't Jack Danger do a Beetlejuice or Pee Wee Herman? I think he's done both. I know that he's discussed doing both on his stream before. I didn't catch it if he did one of his design streams, and it was one of those two. But I know that that's been discussed. He's talked about doing the Muppets, and he loves the idea of doing the Power Rangers as well. Yeah, my list is basically Beetlejuice, Big Trouble in Little China, John Wick, Weird Science, Diablo, the video game Diablo, maybe Overwatch, and I think there's one or two others that I remember from time to time and then promptly forget again. So we'll see. But anyway, my point is that if I were to sit down and do a Beetlejuice table, I'd want to think about the parts of the movie where things happen, where well, I'm sitting here trying to think of how to actually turn that into modes and points. Well, I don't know. The thing that occurs to me is when Beetlejuice ends up coming out of coming out of the fireplace, and he's got that carousel hat thing going on and starts messing with people, and turns his hands into the hammers. Like having a captured ball that just knocks into a target could be the the carnival sideshow carnival game, and maybe having a carousel. I'm not even sure what they're called. What are the discs that spin that are on the playfield? Do they have an actual name? I don't know. Having one of those and having his face on it while he's wearing that outfit or something. So I'm not doing a very good job of it at the moment, but I probably, the discs that spin. I probably want to sit down and try to correlate specific things from the IP to gimmicks on the playfield, like on Turtles, yes, and the Beatles, and I guess even Tron has one inside of the Interceptor, doesn't it? But yes, those. I always call them spinners, and they're not spinners because these are spinners. Let's see. I don't know. I think I'm going to put a pin in this for the moment. I'm curious what... if you like, you can see what my cabinet looks like. Don't know the technical pinball name. Maybe they're called discs or something. If I was so inclined, I could probably just go and download the Beatles service manual, and I'm sure it's got a part name in there. Yeah, so this is the cabinet, and that's the inside of the cabinet. And this isn't placed in the right place, but I'm very happy to have gotten this Gottlieb uh, chime unit, even though I have Valley coils in here. Don't worry about it. But having this has inspired me to. I think it would be really cool if I had a mode that's an EM mode, and I've been thinking about how to do this. I may not, because it practically might not make sense, but as part of a game mode, you go into EM mode or old timey mode or something. But sort of like Time Machine. I don't know if I don't think that I've played that. Does it actually change the pitch of the playfield? Because that's kind of my idea. That if I lower the pitch of the playfield programmatically, and then sort of muddy up the flippers so that they're a little bit more squishy, the way that old EMs are and stuff, that basically I could slow down all of the gameplay, and then turn off all of the RGB parts of the LEDs and just use sort of a warm amber glow for GI and that kind of thing. But make it so that any light that comes on kind of fades on as the as the incandescents are warming up and turning off, and then I'm just using the chimes internally. I think that would be kind of a fun gimmick. It's probably way too much trouble to go through for what you actually get out of it, but it's fun to think about at the very least. And at some point, I was doing this a little bit yesterday on stream. One of my, I guess, regulars now, which is pretty awesome, helped me figure out how to do this with a particular motor. But the idea is that George came up with this idea of having a spinning pop bumper cap, essentially, or something on top of it, where in his TNA he wants to put the nuclear symbol on top of the pop bumper, and then every time the pop bumpers it turns a little bit. And one of my regulars on stream showed me a motor that is very heavily geared, so it should have sufficient torque to actually do this, and it's small enough to fit inside of the pop bumper cap. I can't even believe how small it is. So at some point we're going to try that. Let's check out this table. Time Machine. What is its thing? Is it a modern pin, but it kind of mimics being an old EM? I suppose I could actually look at the thing. Solid state, 1988. Okay, so it's early. Yeah, I can go back to the 60s. Did they ever make a Back to the Future pin? The answer is yes, of course. Of course they did. Huh. Okay. Yeah, let me look at some more of this. This is another thing that I ought to do at some point. I have... what is the dude's name? I can't read it from here, but I have the 4 coffee books that they've made of all of the pinball tables ever. Not really, but a whole bunch of them. I really need to go through those again and start making notes of layout decisions and things that I really like about it, about each one of those. All right, well, we have those in the free Gold Watch. Oh, right, yeah. I have them up here on my, I guess, nope, you can't see them. They're on the next shelf up on top of my Tinker desk. Yeah, I gotta go through those. All right, well, I think I'm gonna call it. I'm starting to get pretty hungry, but I think what I'm gonna try to do is a lot more of these little bite-size streams rather than try to stream for 2 or 3 hours until I have this table up and working. Theoretically, right now I could do that, but I don't think anybody wants to watch me just plunge over and over with no points because there's nothing else. At one point, I used blue painter's tape to tape a spinner to the playfield so that there was something to do, and that was fun for about a minute. So pretty soon, I want to come up with a layout, even if it's not fun, even if it's not all that great, and go ahead and CNC it and then populate the field. I'm thinking about doing an ASMR CNC stream so that you can just sit there and listen to the deafening buzz of the playfield being cut out, since that's what I'll be doing. Sounds more fun than Turtles. Well, I wouldn't know because I haven't played Turtles. I haven't played anything new in 3 years now or something. It's terrible. There's one arcade that's near me. I'm not even sure if they're still open. And what do they have? They have Gorgar. It's fine. Next Generation, fine. And Pinbot, fine. But, I've played all of those several times. And everywhere else is about an hour drive. So I need to make it. I need to make the fun. And we will get there eventually. I'll have to see. I want to come back to this design because I think that it wouldn't hurt to come up with a whole bunch of them that maybe stink, maybe don't, and just flush them out. But I think I'm gonna call it for the day. Really appreciate you guys stopping by. This is a lot more fun to do with other people, which is why I started this whole endeavor in the first place. So I think after this one I'll have affiliate status, so I can start doing fun stuff on the stream finally. Nice and chill in chat. I totally agree. I really appreciate it. So let's see. If you stick around, it's always fun for me to raid people. And Scott's on. So is that fitting or what? I don't even know if Scott Denisi knows who the hell I am, but let's do this. You know what? I put Scoot Denisi. That's somebody else entirely. Alrighty. Well, that's incoming. Alright, well, until next time, peace out. See you guys soon.